G'day folks, Tony again here for more of the many lives of John Rando. We need to reincarnate again, dear viewers. The previous John Rando, gone. As the result of yet another unexpected and minor, but nevertheless final catastrophe. We haven't managed to get terribly far with the last couple of John Randos. Hopefully that's about to change. We're going to play the daily challenge for day 292 of 2018. So there is the world seed and the character build code, should you wish to give it a try. This is going to be a mutated human tinker. Electrical generation, force bubble, kindle, sense psychic, and telepathy. A bunch of cool things there. The toughness is relatively low, so it's a -2 penalty. So we've only got 12 hit points. That's going to be a fun time. Let's find out where John Rando is going to start this time around. Will it be Jopar, or will it be a random village? Could be in the hills, could be in the salt marshes. Let's wait and see. You embark for the caves of Kud once more. John Rando is off and away, and we are in Jopar, along the far rim of Mograye, the Great Salt Desert. You've seen that many times before, unless this is your first time watching this particular channel and Let's Play series. And if that is the case, then I'm going to seem super abrupt and very unhelpful. So we're going to have a talk to Mehmet. We're going to do the water ritual so that we can get that reputation with the villagers of Jopar. Apes, not fond of Mehmet, and now less fond of us as well. So our reputation with the villagers is still -40, so we can't actually do anything yet, so that is a bit of a drag. Mehmet's going to give us the quest to go to Red Rock. What's eating the water vine? So that's done and dusted. We'll have a chat with the Zealot. We'll get that Oh Glorious Shekinah quest, all of these usual things that we do. We won't talk to the Warden yet, but we will have a chat with Elder Iridad so that we can again do the water ritual. Mysterious strangers, they don't like us. And the Brood of the Ten-Side Shatter also like us less now. But we have enough reputation to be able to get a secret out of Elder Iridad, so let's see what happens. They share the location of Blue 19th Qashan. So that's good. There's some ruins out there that we can go and have a look at. So thanks very much for that, Elder Iridad. And we shall... Actually, do you have anything to trade? Just a book. We don't really need that right now. Okay. So we should probably start our looting adventure. There's a number of things here that we can loot, provided that the doors are closed. That was a bit poor. Just some arrows. So this is the kind of thing that you don't really, or at least in my limited experience, you don't really get to do. Ooh, artifacts. When you start in a random village. Oh yeah, tinkering. We can disassemble things immediately. That's nice. I like this John Rando. So yeah, random villages don't seem to have the same opportunities for looting that Jopar does. Let's go over and chat to Argive, seeing as we're on this side of the map. Oops, sorry Argive, my bad. Hey, how's it going? Where can I find such a cave? Give me the knick-knack thing. Alright, so we already have some knickknacks. So we've got some weird artifacts here. Let's see if we can examine them. Blaze injector, so that will count. And what about this one? Slender electro bow. With no cell in it. I don't think we're going to hand that one over. That seems a little too handy. We have ourselves a data disk as well. What can we learn anything from that immediately? You learn the item modification sturdy. Good times. Oh, and we have a couple of grenades as well. I guess I should check our equipment and see what else we have. We have another thermal grenade sitting here, so we'll de-equip that. Furs leather cap. Bronze dagger, leather moccasins. All right, we'll mess around with all of those later, but we can give some things to Argive immediately. We're going to hand over one thermal grenade. Yeah, we did it. We'll get the next one. We'll open the thing up again, and we'll hand over the acid grenade. So there we have it. That's gotten us to level 2. It's always nice when we're able to level up in town before we've even done anything, and we have the wire quest to go to the Rustwells. Yay, us. Okay, let's have a quick look here. What have we got now? We should probably have a look at these and see what they do. You accrue electrical charge that you can discharge at will. Fun! Accrue an additional charge every 10 rounds up to the maximum damage per charge 1d4. Electricity will arc to adjacent targets, dealing reduced damage. Sure. So does that mean that we have it there? Okay, so it automatically accumulates by the looks of it, and we can just essentially do some force lightning, lay mine, set bomb. Oh, look at all these things that we can do that I'm not used to having to do. Oh, and force bubble. I do like force bubble. We made great use of that with the jaunty saunterings of Gauntport the Taunter. So that should be, hopefully, a fun thing for us to do. We're going to remove all of these things because we should be able to sell a bunch of stuff. What else do we have here? We have a fair few things. It doesn't look like anything here that's going to be super expensive. That electro bow will go for a fair bit, but we're going to want to hold on to it. And all of these things here, we're going to want to disassemble them as fast as we can because they will weigh a lot less and we'll have more of our carrying capacity back. Also, it's going to give us a bunch of resources that we can potentially use for tinkering. But that's something that we can do later on because there's still more to be done here. We have more chests to loot. Yeah, look at all of that tinkering stuff that we have. We have a statue over here to investigate and hopefully get a quest. We discover the location of Kapar. I like it. Historic sites, visit Kapar. Indeed. What did we learn from the Oroduct V? Helmet Caller. The shrine depicts a significant event from the life of the ancient Sultan Oroduct V. On an expedition around Kapar, Oroduct V was captured by bandits. She murdered their leader with a mace made of bone and was thenceforth known as Breastplate Caller. Perfect. It was a perfect little story. It had a beginning, middle, and an end. Fun times. All right, let's go in here with Tam. There's another chest that we can loot from. Yeah, Masterwork Shortbow. I love it. Deconstructing things. I still love it. And we'll try some trading. So what do we have at our disposal here? In terms of existing armor that we have, hang on, I didn't look at our stats to begin with. We have 0 armor and 7 dodge value. So perhaps we can afford to want to make a sacrifice here. I don't think we really do. I think we're going to keep one of those leather caps and we'll keep the leather apron and we'll get rid of these other things. All of these other things. Good times. Leather moccasins. I'd prefer the money more than anything else. We might just hold on to that grenade. The bronze dagger, I mean, that's quite a terrible weapon. And we also have an electro bow. Alright, so we'll sell those two. We'll hang on to the Masterwork short bow so that we have something to shoot with. If we don't have a charge for the electro bow, but that can be a thing for later. What do we have over here? I would really, really like a desert rifle, but it doesn't look like there is one. There's just a musket. We might actually stick with the short bow for now. Lots of empty water skins there. And in terms of a weapon, steel short sword, I mean, that would be nice, but that is very expensive. Iron longsword, also expensive. Alright, well, given all of those not great weapons, we might just hang on to what we've got here because we can loot something a bit later. Grab a couple of bandages because they're always good to have. We might also grab ourselves... let's take those steel arrows. And we'll also grab all those lead slugs, even though we don't have anything to shoot out of them for the moment. So we'll have something for our head, we'll have something for our body. We don't have any boots at the moment. Are they worth getting? That's too much money. It's not worth the spend. So that's fine. Anything else that we really need? Probably not at this point. How many water skins do we have? Only a couple. But given how things are here at the start, I don't think we need to worry about any more of such things. So we'll get all of that stuff equipped now. That is not where I wanted to go. Good times. So we'll pop that on. We'll pop that on. We will also equip that in the throw-in slot. We're going to put that dagger back in. We'll also equip the masterwork bow. Let's empty out that container so that we have... I think that should be... Ooh, you can fill containers now from a single click. That's handy to know. So we've got a couple of empty water skins in case we find cider or wine or honey or what have you. And I think that's everything. We've got the water vine quest. We've got the Shekinah quest. We've got the wire quest. We've got the historical site quest. I think that means that we're nearly good to go. Let's see if we have anything here to put in. We should probably get some more skills happening. So a big old bunch of tinkering there at our disposal. Yeah, we've got a few things there already. That's quite handy. Can I remember the tinkering menu? I can't remember the tinkering menu. No. Oh dear, I'm going to have to look that up later. That's a later problem. Let's go back to skills here. Do we have any weapons? We don't, but we do have a short blade and it is cheap to do that. So let's go with short blade expertise. We seem to end up taking that one more than any other in all of the times that I've played this game. That's okay. And because we do have the wire quest, and it is a good one to start with, I think, that might be what we do, unless there's something more compelling that we can find along the way. Blue 19th Qashan is on the way, sort of. And it is here in the salt marshes, so that might be worth doing. And Kapar is also over in that direction, but I have a feeling it might be a little more tricky. I could be wrong. But let's go to Blue 19th Qashan and see what's here. And see whether John Rando meets yet another demise. I do not have anything equipped, and I just remembered the thing that I forgot to do. Silly me. All right, so we're lost. That doesn't bother me so much when we're this close to Jopar. There's a croc around here somewhere. So, what should we do? Let's go with normal wooden arrows here. So the game says croc, and I say experience points on legs. Yeah, 75 XP for us. Well done, team. So if we keep heading in this direction, we should be unlost pretty quickly because that's where Jopar is. Not quite there yet. But we're damn close now. Yeah, I should hope we recognize this area and stop being lost. So, of course, we couldn't see in the dark there because I forgot to go and buy the glow sphere that I wanted to get from the warden. We'll also just eat some of this to get a buff. Plus 10% regeneration. You thirst at half rate. I like thirsting at half rate because it means I drink half as much money. Oh yeah, we could do the water ritual here as well. So we're now at negative 50. Lovely. Let's do a trade. How much is the glow sphere? 28. I can probably do that. If we sell all of these torches that we won't need anymore, that's going to get us about a third of all of those things. So that's not too shabby. We could also sell that blaze injector, but I'm not gonna. Because I'd rather not. We'll hand over those 18 drams, and now we have ourselves a glow sphere, which means that we can hold that in our offhand thusly, and we don't need to mess around with all of those pesky torches any longer. All right, let's go back once again to Blue 19th Qashan. We're hungry already. I agree that was a long journey, wasn't it? So we'll whip ourselves up a quick meal so we're no longer hungry. Ooh, some stairs leading downwards and a dilute salty croc. And a statue to explore as well. So many things here for us. Oh boy, let's that leather cap has been cracked and we're already losing hit points. Oh, I can recharge a cell. I'm not sure that I have any cells at the moment, but let's try this. Let's try discharging. We didn't penetrate the croc's armor. Well, that is a pity, isn't it? We haven't accumulated anything else at the moment, so that's a drag. I think what I'm going to do is I will... I'm really cautious about... Whoops, really cautious about dying in a silly fashion here, so we're going to back up a little bit. We're going to pop our force bubble. Ooh, that's some new art for the force bubble. And I'm going to use the bow. And we'll try and take this croc out at range. Using the power of ranged weapons. Come on now, wounded, badly wounded. We're so close. Oh, that was good timing. So the croc dies just as our force bubble runs out. We'll rest until healed. That should give us a little bit more of the physical mutation. What was it? Damn, I've forgotten what it was called now. Electrical generation. So that's good. Let's go and have a peek at this statue. What do you have to tell us? Shrine to Oraduct, the Vermilion Sorrow of Nalil. While visiting an obscure tavern in Temple Province, Kiruk, Oraduct met with a group of explorers and commissioned an artifact that evoked the presence of an inquisitive inkwell. She named it Inkwellicus. She should. So what are we here to do again? I think this was just a thing that we got told about as a cool thing to go and investigate. Indeed it is. Let's find out if that leech over there is hostile to us. It's not actually telling us any information. That's curious. Is it out of our line of sight now? Why can we see it even when we can't see it? I wonder what is that? What is going on? Is something bad about to happen? Oh, that looks like a bunch of mirthworms. Segmented mirthworms. Their average difficulty and a neutral leech. Those mirthworms aren't neutral though. They're hostile and they are not terribly great to wrangle with in these early stages of the game. So we're going to leave that door closed. And maybe we'll return to it a little later. Could there be some amazingly cool treasure hidden in there? Possibly. But for right now, I think we'll leave well enough alone. There's some pretty severe visibility challenges here with all of this long grass. Got some boulders in here. And what just happened? Why did we get teleported? My guess is a void spider, but I don't see anything telling us what just happened there. I don't believe we have any skills that make us do that. No, we don't. So that is curious. Let's slowly stumble our way back in that direction. Uh-oh, the mirthworms are out. That's not great. There's one of them. Could there be more on the way? So fortunately, for the most part, those mirthworms can die with relative ease. Is that door? The door is no longer closed, so I'm assuming that the mirthworms are finding their way out. Perhaps they've chewed through the door. I'm not entirely certain. Okay. So the real goal here is to not get surrounded by them, because that's when things get really bad. That door is still closed. Strange things are afoot, folks. I'm not really sure what's happening here, but that's fine. I'll take the level up quite gladly. We now have 1 attribute point for ourselves, and it would be nice to eliminate that toughness penalty as soon as we're able to. So I'm probably going to pop that point in there. Our toughness goes up a little bit. Doesn't change the penalty yet, but it will do soon. We have a goodly number of skill points at our disposal. What can we do with them? Bow and rifle, I mean, that would be nice, because we are going to make use of it, seeing as we have the force bubble. That is a handy combination to have. There are still more mirthworms in there, so we will leave them to it. Okay, now what was back in this direction? Oh, it might have been a shrub that teleported us. There is a yonder brush there. Okay, so that is better than a void spider, I guess, at this early stage. Can we hit it from the side? I'm pretty sure we can. And we did. And it gave us 10 experience points. And there's another one. Already making us cruise around to a different part of the map. So clearly that room's going to be full of those. There are already so many weird wonders and strange things hidden in this little random ruin that we found over in the corner. It would be nice if we found some cool treasure That looks like some kind of electrified spider. It is indeed an electrified spider. We're going to back up from that electrofuge a little bit. It is going to follow us very well. I don't mind that at all. I wonder, are you immune to electricity? Let's find out. Maybe? It hits for 5 damage. Okay, so it hit us, but I don't know if we hit it. Let's run away a tad. Just a little bit. We begin sprinting. Sprint like the wind. So the electrofuge clearly fast. Are we actually sprinting or not? Well, we're on cooldown. Okay, now we've got ourselves a bit of range. We can pop that force bubble. I'm also, because it's funny to me, I'm just going to set it on fire, perhaps. Well, we tried Kindle there. I don't know if it actually worked. And seeing as we're going to be doing a ranged attack, let's mark that target of the electrofuge, and then we'll use our bow to shoot at it. You can see that little glowing asterisk indicating that we have lit ourselves afire. Wounded, badly wounded, deadly wounded, and some extra XP. Yay! I like force bubble. So what is going to be in these pots? I'm a bit wary after we were killed by a water vine that was actually a mimic a little earlier. Honey, delicious. Let's take that and we'll pop it here. And I'm assuming these will also be honey. Typically they're all the same thing. More honey for us. And yet more honey. What a lovely collection of things. Lots of groovy things that we're finding in these rooms. I'm very happy with the weird little nooks and crannies that you can find in some of these random ruins. So the pool of water outside spilling into the building here. I don't know, dear viewers, how much this game evokes sort of visualizations for you, but I've been playing this for a reasonable amount of time now, and the way that this rather lovely pixel ASCII-ish aesthetic can wine can set up sort of visuals in my mind is very good. Very, very good. What of it? Oh, no, I picked up the water. I don't want to pick up the water. That's silly. Salty water, go away. Pour. Nearby. That way. All of it. Thanks. So there's water underneath that pot, so we might have to do a get. No, that's not going to work. That's what we want. Pour that. Yes, I want it. Pour it into a container. Yes, I still want to pour it. That one, thank you. I think that did it. It did. Oh, boy. What an amazing effort that was. So yeah, the way that I'm able to visualize this game just from all of these little pixelized squares is pretty cool. I think I may have mentioned this before, but when I was playing some of the Hive-ish levels in Destiny 2, I certainly got a very strong Caves of Qud vibe from that, which I thought was pretty nifty in terms of me being able to extrapolate from what I'm seeing here on the screen. Anyway, I'm rambling because I'm trying to figure out whether it's worth going back to where we keep getting teleported from. I think it might be. Whoa, hello. What's going on in here? Are you just a normal salamander? You are a normal salamander, and you're also not aggressive, so I like that even more. We have wooden arrows to pick up, so grab all those things. We've got some slime there. We'll just pick up the entire water skin full of slime. And some more slime. There's a story to be told here, but I don't know what it is. Alrighty. So that's the room that's full of teleporting things. Is there another way in there, I wonder? Oh, there's those stairs downwards too. Oh, there's so many goodies that we haven't looked at. Whoa! Hello, musket turret. Tough, hostile. I definitely don't want to be messing with you right now, but I am very curious as to what is inside that room with a musket pointed at the door. Okay, so that yonder bush is in the corner of a room that doesn't have anything in it. There's a turret in that room that definitely probably has something cool in it, but I don't know that we can really... Wait a minute. We have a thermal grenade. Oh, can we blow up the turret with a thermal grenade? But it might also blow up treasure. Oh, the dilemmas. How did that get through the door? I mean, if it's just one of them again, I think that's probably okay. Taking a few hits there, but nothing too tricky. So it looks like the entirety of this episode is probably going to be us digging through these ruins. I don't mind that. So now that I know there's a turret in here, now that I know that it's possible that there might be more. Typically where there's one, there's often another. So we'll be a little bit cautious here, but at least that one that we saw before, we had to open a door before it was right on top of us. Where I often find myself perishing early in the game is a turret getting line of sight on us from a long way away, where it can sort of see us before we get a good bead on it. Anything here? Anything? Nothing. Just it's probably the outhouse. And more holes in the wall here. Nothing. All right, so there's a big room here, and then there's the mirthworm room, and then there's also the turret room. And the mirthworm also had a leech in there, but I don't think it was hostile to us. Oh, goodness me. How many is this? It could just be full. It could just be entirely full of those. All right, let's wait a turn and see if anything's coming through. I don't know if they're actually attacking anything. They certainly are now, and we're getting a good view on the rest of the area. Maybe we can slowly take them out one at a time. We're going to keep a close eye on the health, on our health rather. Because these things, they don't tend to hit big, but if they hit big at the wrong moment, it can be a bad time. So that would be an example of such. Now would be a good time to start sprinting. So we're going to sprint ourselves away so that we can close the door, and we'll back up a little bit so we can still see the door, and we'll try healing, and nothing has popped through again. So that's a win for all of us. Still plenty more mirthworms though. One step at a time. Okay. So it doesn't seem that they're able to move through that dragonfly, which is just kind of sitting there. So I'm quite happy about that. We've reached level 4. Let's close that door again. We'll try healing up again. That's fun. And what do we get for ourselves? We're at 3 mutation points. We need one more to get another random mutation. We have more skill points though. What can we do with that? So getting a rifle would be mighty handy at some point soon. We don't have that yet. Getting that hurdle might also be nifty. We're not doing a lot of sprinting now. Is there anything we can do with make offhand attacks twice as often? Okay, so we still have a glow sphere, so that's not really going to help us at this point in time. So I might do the usual of grabbing hurdle. Yep, thanks. That still leaves us with 70. We don't really need any of those others at the moment, and I don't think tinkering is going to have a lot of extra for us. We can get that one for free, though. I should have noticed that before. Oh, no, we can't. Sorry. Make camp is enabled, but wayfaring itself is not. Whoops. Okay, so where does that leave us? That leaves us at full health, with plenty of water and plenty of food. We have picked up a number of... Ooh, some spark tick plasma. We picked up a number of things, still no weapon that we can replace with. We're loaded down with honey, slime, and wine, as well as some fresh water. We have a couple more rooms to explore here. Maybe that turret's worth having a poke at now that we've leveled up a little bit. But looking at the recording clock, that is all the time we have for this part of the Let's Play. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, and please tell a friend if you think they might enjoy this. And come back again soon for more of the many lives of John Rando.